The first order of business is minutes of the meeting of December 2nd, 2024. And there were two versions. There was one that was sent to you a few days ago by Deborah, and then today I sent my revisions to the minutes. Are there any comments on the minutes?
What were your changes? Because I couldn't tell offhand.
Yeah, my changes were in item number 6. It was characterized as a continuation, and in fact it was just a preliminary review, which didn't happen because the contractor was ill. But anyway, it was not a continuation. It was just they're going to skip the preliminary review, and you're here tonight for the certificate of appropriateness. And then the second substantial change that I made was under general business. I kind of rewrote what we did about the Westport Point United Methodist Church finding the Helen Hall to be historically significant. I also added the meeting link for the video because it is very hard to find usually. But there it is on the.
And you tested that link to work?
I tested.
Great.
Yes. Any other comments?
Yeah, there is a correction I'd like to make. On item 1, it says seconded by BK. That's me, and I wasn't here.
No, then that's wrong.
That's clearly wrong.
You know what? I'll look at the
Yeah.
I'll look at the tape and
We'll look
see
at the
what.
tape and just correct it. Because it's not a big deal. Maybe she meant Beverly.
Maybe she meant Beverly. Do you think you would have seconded the minutes? Do you remember?
I wasn't here.
You weren't here either, so it can't be Beverly. Okay. All right, we'll check it.
Okay. And Caroline?
Hi, Carolyn.
So for the record, another voting member, Caroline Holter, has just joined us. Okay, any other comments on the minutes? Or your motion?
I move to approve the minutes as
second.
amended.
A second.
Seconded by Beverly. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, second item of business, treasurer's report. As treasurer, I can report that there is no report this month. So then we move on to applications for certificate of appropriateness. First item is 1940 Main Road, solar panels. This is a continuation from the December 2nd meeting where the applicants were not able to appear because of illness. So this is the first, even though it's a continuation, this is actually the first time that we are hearing about this project. So here, who's here from 1940?
I'm here. Do you want me to come to the front here?
Please. Or you could come to the podium, that might actually.
So I'm here on behalf of the Tingleys who aren't present today. I'm with Rooftop Power, their solar contractor, and they're looking to get approval for putting solar on the back part of their home and on their detached garage. Do you all have a copy of the plan set?
Yes.
Okay. So similar to Jonathan Palmer, who just recently got installed, there was great care taken to place the panels not on the main structure of the home to limit the visibility as much as possible from the street. So we're putting it on the lower roof towards the back of the home, and then again on the detached garage, which would be out of sight.
What is the view from a public, from the road and the river?
So I think that, let me see if can I just see the photo that you guys are looking at, so we're talking about the same
We have aerial views.
aerial view. Let me flip this around.
Right, I don't see where the river is.
Right.
So this is Main Road here.
There's the river over here.
Yeah,
The river.
this is here. So the river's there,
Here's the graveyard right here.
so it's quite a ways away from the river.
Yeah.
This over It comes around and I'll put it on the street view. This is from the drone that we flew over. Just give me a second here. It's honestly gonna be, way less visible than what the Palmers had. It's kinda finicky.
So nothing on the main house that runs east-west?
Correct.
Nothing on that roof, okay.
Again, we get a good street view just because of these trees there, like that. So this is where the panels will be going. So again, as you're standing here on the street, it's gonna be blocked by this main home, and then the garage, you're not gonna be able to see it from the street.
So where are the panels gonna go? Can you just point to it with my pen?
Yeah, so the panels will
They're-
be going right here, and then right here on the detached garage, so not on the main.
On the
home.
L in the back, and on the garage in the back. Okay, so because the house in front is so large,
Yeah.
you're saying it will obscure any visibility
Correct.
of the panels in the back.
Are you
So
gonna,
this is the street view. It would be
So
behind
here's the
you.
Yeah, I can see right here.
On the
This
lower
is
roof
it in the
it's
back
gonna be-
here.
I'm not sure if you can't see this from the street.
I mean, you might be able to see it from if you're standing here and you're looking in.
So here's the
You
main
might see the
home.
garage. You might even see the
Wait
garage.
a minute, what house is this now?
It's the yellow one. It's
This
back,
here, but what's
yeah.
all this back here?
These are their back buildings.
These
This-
are all of their
This is,
buildings?
the panels are gonna go here.
I know,
Yeah, I
well,
think on this other
This one, and
outbuilding.
here, and here.
I'm not sure about that. I
I
think
mean, I
they're
see
gonna
the
be here.
black, it must be,
I'm in a butter.
Ask
This
him,
is it.
because that's unclear to me.
well, you can't see that anyway,
Yeah,
so.
okay.
I
That's
think we
irrelevant.
should always have a site visit for solar panels.
Yes,
I mean, you could suggest
good
that. I
idea.
think that's not a bad idea.
that's a good idea.
Absolutely, it's gotta be prerequisite consideration.
Okay.
Okay, this application requires a public hearing, so I'm declaring the public hearing open at this point. Is there anyone from the public who would like to comment on this project? Jeff?
I'm wondering in general what the feeling of the board is, and the commission is for solar? And have you taken it yet to the stage of making rules?
We've approved a few solar projects recently, and.
Case by case
Yeah,
basis.
well, but I think we do have a couple of principles that have been guiding us. One is that solar panels should not be visible, they should not be placed on the main roof. A lot of these houses have, the front section of the house is larger, and then, it sort of telescopes back. And we're guided here by what other towns are doing too. So, not on the main roof, ideally on subordinate structures, garages maybe.
But nothing ever facing the street or things like that?
Nothing facing the street, we wanna,
Or the river.
Or the
or
river?
the river, yeah.
Because when you go up there, there's houses with the main part of the house and then in addition to the side of it too. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't want to know that either.
No, I
Yeah, the
think,
side would be more visible at the main road, so it probably wouldn't be approved, but we can't speculate without an
Yeah,
application.
no, I mean a house that faces a road and then in addition that actually faces the road.
yeah, so I think
You know, like.
houses down near the point which are visible from the water, yeah, then, there are other considerations that come into play. But the houses that we've dealt with recently have been further up the road and not really visible from the water, so.
And I think another principle that we've settled on a bit is the color of the underlying roof and whether or not there are skylights that interrupt the pattern of the solar array. So those two things have an impact as well.
So you
If the
basically
roof
want
is-
it to blend out.
We want to blend it as much as possible. So the Palmers, for example, they were installing a brand new roof, which was going to be very dark in color and help the panels to blend in. Also, they moved a skylight, so you wouldn't have, I think they were calling it like missing teeth or something. The pattern would be like a missing tooth, and they moved their skylight to be able to have a completely consistent, contiguous array. So those are the kinds of things we're considering when we look at these applications.
And not reflective.
And not reflective, matte finish, no edges in white.
No shiny metal, yeah.
Yeah, they have the ones that are all black and then they have the ones with the silver grid that goes.
Yeah,
around.
that would not
But
be
even the black can be pretty reflective if it's, but
the
this is,
shiny ones, right.
yeah, this is matte.
So
Matt
those-
Palmer did I think I will say, although it's never gonna look historic, but the nicest job that I've seen with the solar and the black roof. But still, it's not historic, and I don't wanna see, these shiny black roofs up and down the point from the river and from the street. So we have to be very vigilant. I think we should have a site visit for everyone who wants one so that we can see from all angles where it would be. And I urge everybody to think of some other way to save energy, basically.
So
Sorry.
this is just 2 houses up from the Palmers, and it will be way less visible than what they had approved.
But they don't have the black roof either.
No,
So this is a lighter gray roof with the black panels on top?
correct. The same panels that we used a
Yeah.
couple houses down.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need a site visit.
Are there other comments from the public? Okay, if there are none, then I'm hereby closing the official public hearing part of the meeting. Is there further discussion from the commission? Questions?
Did you want to suggest a site visit?
Yeah, I do, because I think with the garage in the back too, most of the houses on Main Road run east-west, the roofs do. If they ran north-south, you could put it on the back and it would be pretty unvisible from the street. But there's always the question when the roof is running east-west that it will be visible either from this angle or that angle, so, even though it's set back.
I live almost directly across the street from it.
Mhm.
And I have to say, you really don't see the roof of the garage. Some of my neighbors do, at least speaking for, because on the opposite side of the street, you don't see what's happening on a garage roof. So I would have no objection to it.
And I don't live across the street, but I have walked by the property and looked at it. It seems to me that it would be
Site visit, yeah.
pretty
I think so, nothing to lose.
Make a motion.
Oh, I move that we have a site visit.
Second,
I'm sorry, what did you move?
She's moving to have a site visit on the property so we can observe the ones
Yeah,
that.
I understand what a site
Yep.
visit is.
Before we vote, I'd like to have a little discussion. Beverly, you said there's nothing to lose, but I want to point out that it would delay this project for another month.
It's winter.
I think that the delay is worth it for us, because solar is going to be one of the most important decisions that we're going to make from here on to whenever. And you know my feeling about Main Road, that I don't think solar has no place in the historic district if it's seen from a public way. I mean, I just don't feel that any solar should be in the historic district from the water or Main Street. I mean, for over 200 years, this collection of historic buildings have remained basically intact. That's remarkable. And solar panels are a very foreign element, and that would drastically alter the architectural integrity of the district. That's my feeling. And so I'm certainly against anything that can be seen from a public way. And that's why I think we should visit this to make sure, because I don't know if I can see it all right here.
Well, again, living across the street from it, you really can't see it. When I first read about it, and it said nothing about where they were putting the panels, I thought,
I think it's valuable, though, just for us to get comfortable with the idea, because it's going to come up over and over and over and over again. And we've got to be careful
Amen.
now, because once it's up and then somebody wants to do something else, it's a little bit not quite there, then we have to deal with that. So, I'm
How old
happy
is the
that-
existing roof?
Let's see.
again, I can't. What was the question?
How old is the existing roof on which they're going to put the panels?
It's estimated to be about 10 to 12 years old.
And what's a typical lifespan of a roof?
25 years, 30 years.
So they're
plus,
halfway through.
Depending if it's architectural shingles or not.
Mm.
So there's no need for them to get a new roof.
Well,
And
We have plenty-
what
plenty of
happens when the roof needs to be replaced? The panels are just removed?
Correct, yeah.
Temporarily, the roof is removed?
So we would come out and remove them, and we are also a roofing company, so we could do the roof for them if needs be, and then place the panels back on.
And the owners aren't here.
The owners aren't here, no.
They live in Virginia or something?
Yeah, travel quite a bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're not here
Did
much.
you not, I'm surprised Kim didn't submit anything to you guys for the reference. The
Kim,
owner. Kim is the owner, Kim Tingley.
oh, I thought.
we have a full application, what are you talking about?
No, I'm surprised he didn't submit any kind of comment about the project, because he even submitted it from our project.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
A written-
he talked to me,
a
he
written
I think he
uh,
corresponded with
quite
their,
a while ago, actually.
yeah, this was in
I
our
thought
books for a
Deborah
long time
Lawrence was
before
the
they
owner of
finally
the
got their
property.
They're,
application.
they're married, the two, Deborah and Kim.
His name is what?
Kim Tingley? Tingley?
And Deborah Clement, yeah. Yeah, we've had this on our
Deborah
books
Lawrence.
for quite a
Deborah
while.
Lawrence.
They finally have put their application forward, so I don't feel like it's been a rush, because this has been circulating in our files for now 4 months, 5 months? When did it first come up? With a check that was
I
sent
think I talked
in
to
advance?
Kim towards the end of last year.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't really feel like there's such a rush that we should rush into this. I think there's plenty of time to have a site visit. It doesn't seem to me that they're putting pressure on us to rush it through.
What
He,
would
he
be
was
the-
he was eager. That's in the emails. He's been nervous about the new administration coming in with the different incentives. He's
Oh, we're
nervous
all
about
nervous.
losing the 30% tax credit. So he was
Sure.
really pushing us to do it. And we were supposed to be here last month, but it was me who was the sick party because they were again traveling. They weren't here, so I wasn't able to come into the last meeting. So got pushed
Yeah.
forward 1 month. But to the comparison to the Palmers, you guys won't be to the neighbor Caroline. Like, you're not going to be able to see it on the garage, and I don't even believe you'll be able to see it behind their house because their house is so tall. It's a 2-story, and then it's a 3-story. Yeah, it's a very tall. And they've avoided. That's the best place to put the solar is on the main home. But they, as well as the Palmers, they wanted to protect the historic and the nature of it. So we didn't put the panels on the place that would be the most optimal place. They're putting it in.
Well, we'll be able to see that when we do a site visit.
Exactly. Yeah, just like the site visit.
So we have a
There's-
motion for a site visit.
And a
So,
second,
like to ask another question.
Scott.
Sure. Say that. Yeah, I'll pull that up.
Pop it down, you might be.
So I guess the question is, so we had these materials in advance. Any of us could have gone by the house to look at it. Usually when we do a site visit, it's for something that we couldn't otherwise see. Is there something that you would expect to see that you couldn't?
Yeah, I'd like to see the project. I'd like to stand on the road and someone tell me where this is.
So standing on the road, this would be the main house. You can't see from this angle. You can't see the lower portion of the roof.
You can move your man around too, so.
Yeah.
you don't see.
So here's the main part of the roof, and it's behind back over here. Where you really can't see it, but
Fred?
a little bit more.
So that was Skippy Nelson's house.
Same,
And
Some
highlight the
neighbors.
garage.
Let's go to the other side there
they
now, so
very well
I
object.
can see where it's going.
From my
It's going on the
perspective,
south side, right?
Yeah, so it's going on the garage right here, and then on the roof.
And on that L, right?
Yeah, on the roof that's behind that we
Yeah.
can't see from here.
Okay.
You can move the mouse
Can you,
around.
can that go around to the side of the building?
When you take to the side of the building.
you mean go north?
The
of
other
it?
side.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it at all from over here. It'll be impossible to see from over here.
It only goes on the street, your vantage point, your viewpoint, it stays on the street.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Okay,
allow you to-
so it's going,
It's on going on this roof plane, but on the other side, so you'll never be able to see it from
So
this
it's on
side.
the other side of that ridge.
Yeah, correct.
Just the south side of the roof,
Yeah,
okay, and then the back of something.
the garage.
South side of the garage as
south
well.
side of the
Okay.
garage.
And there's no view of the water.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's the garage.
I think that's been helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a nice presentation. You see, that's what we should be seeing all the time.
The only problem is it doesn't show you from the river. When you get more down the point.
Or taking a site visit,
Yeah.
Hmm?
or
Yeah, it
doing a
doesn't
site
apply in this
visit.
case, but
Yeah.
Would you agree
It's a
that?
virtual site visit.
There's a virtual site visit.
So are we thinking we don't
Well,
need to
there's
see?
a motion right now,
Do you
so
need-
what?
Do you still want to keep the motion in place?
I will retract my second.
I will retract my first.
Okay, so we're retracting the motion to do the site visit. Okay.
I'll make
So
a
we're back
motion
to
to
this.
accept the application.
I second.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a roll call vote.
Ward Mooney, aye.
Beverly Shook, aye.
William Kendall, aye.
Deborah Chialfi, aye.
Garrett Stuck, aye.
Caroline Bolter, aye.
The certificate is approved.
Okay,
Congratulations.
thank you very much. And then for is the next one on the list, is that the Palmer?
The next one is 1838 Main Road.
You guys will really like this one, just because this one is gonna be, without question, impossible to see. It's going on the back of the home.
For Matthew Palmer. Thank you for your time.
By the way, if I could just pause you for a minute. I want to make sure we get all the names into the record. So
Scott Brown.
Scott Brown and Jeff Wade spoke during the public hearing.
I meant to say
Thank you.
Jonathan, not you.
Actually, Jonathan's my brother.
I know, that's what I meant to say before.
I did do that. So, for those who aren't familiar
Here's
with
the
1838, that's why I brought that. And there are pictures from the road, from the northeast, well, from the southwest or the northwest is straight up. My roof does need to be replaced, so I'm going to do it in charcoal, so the panels will match even better. There won't be any conduit or anything like that. It all shows. It's all on the back. If you go all the way to the back, it shows you where the panels are supposed to be. And
So let's do this.
this is the street view.
Here's, show me on this compared to where the panels are. So here's the front view. Where is that roof?
So this will be on the
Why
back
do
of
you
the
need that
wall.
really?
Okay, so that's the L. This
Come on.
is the L, okay. And this is the main,
You got a little foot
House.
here.
That's what I feel
Panels there, which will
about this
be
one.
on the back of this ridge.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this is all in my edition that I did in 2002, and that can't be
You
seen.
can't see that at all here.
No.
That top of that roof is below this.
Exactly. And if you do from the
just wanna
southwest
see.
and northwest as well, the view from the street, you can't see it as well.
So it's going,
That's a game changer
here.
for myself as well.
On the back.
So the
That's
entire
this.
roof will be dark, and
And
then
then
these will be on
this
top
little
of the dark.
$6 a month
Nothing
savings patch here,
Not here.
not there.
No, it's outside.
But what's this? Where's that?
well, that's what I was wondering, because if you could see that right here.
Where's this,
Yeah, it's
Scott?
right around the corner
so
from mine, yep.
It's gonna be on the back of this roof and the back of this roof. These right here are behind this house, it's where this chimney is.
But what, this is the front of the house, right?
Correct.
But nothing here, right?
No, no, absolutely not.
Nothing here.
And this
What
is
does
the
this
back
save
of
you,
the
like
L,
$6
and
a
this goes
month?
back there.
What is this, like 2 by 2?
Yeah, so we
This
didn't have
little
to put it on
patch?
front of that.
What does
It'd
that
be in
save?
the back side of it. I
What
don't
does
know
that save them a
how
month?
useful that is. I
the
don't know
whole
what
system?
side
No,
of
that
it
little
is in terms
patchy
of the light.
thing.
Oh, no, that's, so the whole idea is to
Not
get me
ideal, but-
like 10% or 15% above what I use.
And you don't see this one.
And
No, that house, the
those
addition is
two
below
brought it
the
up,
main
you know,
house. It
so it meets
telescopes
my
down.
demand for
So
electricity.
this piece is higher.
Just
than
having 2 extra panels.
Panels higher than that.
Yeah,
It's on the back side.
I don't know about that.
But nothing is visible from the street.
Well, if we can't see it from a public way, then
I know.
that's it.
Get on the ground.
If we can't see it from a public way, and
Jeff?
I guess this is proof that you can't see it from a public way, then we should, I'll make a motion to approve.
We have to have a public hearing first. It's gonna be a
Whether
hearing.
these could be seen from further down to
Yeah,
that one or two.
Which ones?
these ones here.
These are, this pitch right here, that peak right there is higher than that, so that makes this roof higher than that, which means that. I saw that in the picture, where, did you take that, or?
I did figure it.
Yeah, could this not be
Oh, yeah,
seen from there?
That can be seen from there.
No, I did not. Actually, this is my head from the shot.
This,
Actually, you can pull it up with Google
Um,
Maps. You can see it.
this,
No, go ahead.
can you tell me what this is? This is the roof of the L, right?
Correct.
But that can be seen from the public way.
That side can, but there are
Yeah,
no
so like-
panels going on that
So
side.
coming along this tree.
And this
was
side
from
where,
back
this
here.
top row here
So
couldn't
right
be
here, you
seen
might
because
see
it's
it.
elevated? I think this is what
didn't
Jeff's
sign
Very
question
good.
No,
was.
no, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
If you look at that corner picture, that's the front, that's from the northwest, so if you're driving north on Mead Road.
So this is what I was talking about right here.
Here we go.
Did I miss one of this one?
You can see that roof in the background there.
Yeah,
So
so
if you do
this
see
panel
it-
here.
If you do see it, you'd see, I couldn't say if you'd see it or not. You might only see this much of it,
You'd see the
which is the
profile
roof,
of
or
the
you might
panel?
see that, I'm not sure. So,
But you're putting a new roof on too, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be 18 inches off the ridge by code, so.
So when you see that, the more you move that down, the less we'd be able to see.
Correct, and we can, there's still room there, so
Yeah.
we can move that
If we
down.
can move that
There you go.
down.
Yeah, we can do that.
you see right there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So are there panels on that roof?
Yeah, there's panels.
Here.
So can you
Oh,
drop it
okay,
down
so
below
to
that?
drop it
He's gonna
down,
move
you'd
it down to
obscure
here.
it.
Yeah,
You'd obscure it if you drop it down.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
yeah, we'll drop it down. There's a little bit of room in there, so. We'll keep it like 18 inches off of the ridge, or the, from the gutter.
Bring it
as
down
well.
as far as you can down to the.
Who's gonna be the monitor on this, Bev? We have to measure from the roof ridge.
Yeah, there's plenty of room to bring it down.
Cat burglar.
Is that a change that we have to have in writing?
Yes,
So,
Yeah, we'll record it on.
put it on the plan.
Record it on the approved plan.
Okay.
Also, we didn't sign the other plans either.
Yeah.
We need to.
The pictures help a lot.
Okay, public hearing is now open. Any members of the public who'd like to comment?
Can I have a set of those drawing, the pictures?
Absolutely.
Okay, the public hearing is closed. Any further discussion from the commission?
Motion to approve?
Well, let's first put in the amendment that we'd like, which is to move that one set of panels down, how many inches? 18?
we'll go as far as we can.
As far as you can, which is
down.
approximately,
Pull the
we have
plans
to
up.
note this on the plan.
Well,
18
down
inches.
to the,
He's gonna give us the spec. We'll put it right on the plan. The other one didn't have that issue.
We could move it down about a foot. about
Okay,
12.
so
12
12
inches.
more inches,
Yeah.
okay. So we wanna note that on whatever we approve.
it's already 18 inches down,
Yeah, from the ridge,
and
so,
and so you're gonna move it down.
yeah.
Oh, so it'd be down 2.5 feet.
It was already down 18 inches, we come down about another 12 inches.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
That'll make it, I mean, if anything, you're gonna see just, so again, comparing it to the Palmers, it's, much, much better as far as visibility. Theirs looks great, but as far as visibility of being able to see it, this one, you're not gonna be able to see.
Open mouth.
Yeah.
And it will also be black on black as well.
Yes,
which,
that's important, yeah. The black on black.
Charcoal. Black
Yeah.
on charcoal.
Like the same color.
Same color as theirs.
Okay, so do
Okay.
I hear a motion to approve the plan with the modification that the panels will be moved 12 inches lower than their to put together proposal
A motion to approve.
as amended?
As
As
amended.
As
amended.
amended.
This is the grouping, right?
Is there a second?
I
We have a
second.
comment?
Okay, let's do a roll call vote.
Right.
Sorry?
You might want to write in there 2.5 feet from the ridge.
I am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do a roll call vote.
Ward Mooney, yes.
Beverly Schiff, yes.
William Kendall, yes.
Deborah Chialfi, aye.
Brad Smith, aye.
Caroline Bolter, aye.
Motion passes and you are approved.
Okay.
So we need to appoint monitors.
For both projects.
For both projects. Could be the same monitors.
What do you think? Okay,
All right,
Beverly and I
let's
will be
do it.
monitors. Okay.
Okay, and you know, you need to contact the monitors before you start the project.
Okay.
You contact them if there are any changes that you need to make, and then contact them again when the project is finished.
Okay. Sounds good.
And
You're
what
a-
should
you're a
we
known
sign
entity,
for the
Scott, so
plan?
that-
There's so
that
many
helps.
different documents here. What, and we have to sign off on something
Yeah.
that we can put in the file,
I
so.
think that packet there.
Just this entire packet, maybe pick a schematic.
Yeah, maybe initial on these pages.
Are we gonna do- We'll do PV2 as the, or PV1 is the one we're gonna initial, okay? Right
We
here.
don't need all the electrical.
No, we don't need all that, but I think we need something. So we'll initial this one.
Mhm.
You do that one too? And then we need the other package too. I'll get that out. This is the other one. And same with this one.
Okay.
You initial this one? Okay, so we'll be monitors for both, all right? Good?
Yeah.
Do we need any more signatures? We have 3, is that enough?
I think that's it.
Okay, great. Okay, we're done with these.
And I would just like to mention, we had a discussion about a site visit. I think it's a good idea for commission members to actually drive by these houses, and that's a way of figuring out whether you might have some questions, or maybe you can visualize better what the applicants are trying to do. Okay, the next item is 1871 Main Road, Richard DiNatale renovations, and this matter has been before us for preliminary review. So we're seeing if
This is preliminary?
No, we had a preliminary review.
We did, we did,
2 months ago?
Right.
Was it last
Yeah.
month?
Okay, last month or the month before, and this is now a certificate. This is now for the
Yes.
certificate. Take these back.
I don't know if he's gonna stay up.
And I have more plans here if you want to get a closer look. It's got a whole set. Okay, so I'll leave these here. First, can I just compliment you on your package that you submitted? Richard went through the entire checklist and submitted the checklist, as well as cut sheets, plans, photographs, complete package. So thank you.
Thank you.
And he's in back scratching marker there.
It is. It's just in case anybody gets.
No, very practical.
The plan is to have a renovation, my wife and I, and there's nothing gonna be done to the main house, which is the front top portion right here. Where I put the arrows here and here, is gonna be on the second floor level, we're gonna have a renovation, we're gonna extend the bedroom. And on the back level where that other arrow is the section of the garage. This is the view from Main Road at the driveway. And you can barely see the garage. And the other view is closer toward Cape Bile, but this is still from Main Road. You can't see any portion of any of the renovation that's gonna be done. The other public view would be Cape Bile.
and this is standing from Cape Isle, there's a lot of shrubs there, this is the best view, this is not my house, this is my architect's home, and we're on the other side of the trees here, so there's really not more of a view from Cape Isle other than what you see there. Any questions so far?
No, I'm a little confused
Go ahead.
I can flip it around.
where the house is exactly. I should have, 1871.
That's me.
Yeah, you're on the corner?
No,
No.
this is the house on the corner.
Okay.
This is.
Cape Isle in
this is-
Maine.
This is the Downers home.
What corner, southwest?
This is the main road, right here. You can see his house from Main Road.
Okay. Oh, you're.
It's on the corner there.
You are on the corner.
Yeah, we're one house,
Kind of, yeah.
one
Okay.
house up from the corner of
Yeah, okay, now I
Cape
know.
Isle.
Gotcha.
It's.
On the
The
west
Downers-
side.
I would say
It's
down,
us and
one
then
more,
the
one
back.
house down from Cape
One house
Isle.
down.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
now I'm situated.
And this is just a side view, a self view of the property and where the work's gonna be done. It's gonna be done, we're gonna eliminate the garage, we're gonna make a family room, and that's A. And on B, just above, this is the flat section, it's just an open space there. That's our bedroom, we're gonna extend the bedroom out, and that's gonna be a master bath and a closet.
Extend it all the way up the roof?
No,
The
not
flat
all the
roof?
way out. You'll see it, and you'll see it in these plans over here, how far it's gonna go out. It's gonna stick out right here. That's the southeast view here.
And you're gonna get rid of the garage entirely, or?
We are, but the plan is we're gonna have a utility room underneath the garage, which is gonna be right here. The garage is gonna, this now room is gonna be elevated, it's almost gonna be equal to the floor of the existing house.
She's talking about replacing this garage.
But the utility room will be the room where we'll keep the lawn furniture, I got a scull, a boat, I have all my fishing gear and stuff, that's what we'll put in there. Any questions so far?
Is the bottom illustration on the lower left, is that actual or is that proposed?
I missed that.
Is that illustration on the lower left of, no,
The drawings.
the drawings, yeah. Is that actual or is that proposed?
This is, where I highlighted in red is proposed.
Okay,
So
so,
that's proposed, this is the existing house right here.
okay,
Nothing's
I
gonna-
can't see red.
It's that little red
All
mark
right,
right there.
all right, I understand.
Yeah, and on this, I just highlighted the corners as to what's gonna be new. And like I said, the only thing
Yeah,
different,
maybe I
we're
can see
staying
red.
within the same footprint of the existing house, even the house that was added, nothing's gonna be, we're not extending out. It will be in the same footprint, but we're eliminating the garage here, and also we are adding, to our bedroom up top.
So additional square footage is nominal then, just what you would add in your bedroom up top?
It's not gonna be, it's big enough for a bathroom and a walk-in closet. Because we have one bath in the house for 3 bedrooms.
Is the garage turning into the family room and just raising it up?
Yes, exactly.
So they're extending up the garage,
Thanks, John.
and that's the volume that they're doing. Right now, it's a sunken garage.
It is, and the only thing that's on the side of the garage is just wood and shingles. I mean, it's not enclosed, it is enclosed, but it's not insulated, it's nothing, it's just,
Yeah.
so we're gonna limit, we don't pull a car in the garage, we just use it for storage, and I put my boat in there in the wintertime for the most part. And,
Sounds like a good plan.
Pretty
So
modest.
that's the view from the public, and I have other plans here, I can go over them, but this is just the schematic view of what it's gonna look like.
Could I see the view from the public way? Can you bring that over here? And then that plan, if you could bring that over
Yeah,
here
yeah.
also. Okay, so we're talking about this. And we're talking about right there.
Yeah, that's the view right there that you would see. That arrow right there is the garage.
Down in the back there, below.
Anything will be an improvement.
There you go. Right there.
The driveway stays as is.
Yeah, the driveway, nothing's being changed with the driveway.
But the driveway must curve around so you can get into the garage.
Yeah, I know,
Or you can
I
make a right
haven't,
turn.
I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with that, probably some type of a landscape.
So you,
There's no more there's no more garage.
It'll be a family room.
Right.
It's gonna be a family room.
Yep.
and this back here is an outhouse or what?
That back there is an outside shower.
Okay.
So,
What year is the house?
I'm sorry?
What year was the house built?
It was like 1928, maybe,
Okay,
in that range.
yeah.
And I don't know when that extension, this is a whole extension, this is a new part. You know, I looked on the property card and I don't remember seeing any date that was built, but obviously it was built afterwards.
Yeah.
could we see the other drawing or illustration? So,
It's got a lot of jimble jamble.
so are we seeing this from the main road on the street view that you have here?
This-
That structure that you're saying on top of, up there with the
This
red?
one here?
No, the main
Right there,
road.
yeah.
What is that now?
This right here,
Yeah,
that's gonna be, that's the bathroom.
that's the new addition
That's the
there.
new addition of the bathroom.
And that's
walk-in
projecting
closet.
out. That's what we
It-
see from what we will see from the street.
Yeah, but it's not, that's overly pronounced I mean.
That's what I was wondering, yeah.
It is, you know, I thought the same thing too, but it's not gonna be,
Well, maybe if you could show us where that's located here on this floor plan. Okay, so that's the elevation.
that's the elevation, but this is where it's gonna be here. You can see it.
But where, I can't see where, I'd have to see,
I know the
second
view-
floor,
I know the view. of-
second floor plan, second floor plan would show us that.
That's the second floor plan right
Okay, so this is that addition underneath, and this is gonna sit out here, so this is what we're going to see.
there. You're only gonna see that portion right there. It's a small portion.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a big portion that sticks.
But correct me if I'm wrong, Main Road goes here.
Right,
It doesn't go here.
Main road's this way.
yeah,
But
exactly.
your driveway's down here, right?
That's my driveway.
So, in other words, as you go down Main Road, all you're gonna see is that bump out.
Oh, this is a view right here. This is the bump out right there.
But that's
Yeah.
Main Road.
But right here, you're gonna see this bathroom, right?
It's gonna come out there, right?
Right.
What about the roof line? Because this has a lot of jimble
It-
jamble
it-
roof lines.
It's just the way it is.
Well, what are you gonna do when you build out here?
Oh, I'm not doing anything to that roof line to the existing house.
So,
No, here, but when you build out, what's this gonna look like now when you bump out the bedroom on top of this, right?
It's gonna look as similar as it is to that photo.
You'd keep this
it
window?
juts out here. See
Ah.
this, you're gonna see this block of
See a little
structure.
block in the back.
Like, it would be better if it lined up.
There's gonna be,
With the house.
you know, right off the top of my head, I don't know how many
It's gonna
windows
look-
there's gonna be, but it's on the plan. But
Yeah.
there are windows on that side.
Right. I'm
what I mean?
confused about what this line is
That's the
here.
bathroom up there right now.
Architecturally look
Okay,
too
so
good.
this
With the
is,
gable.
this comes out, what,
It,
6 feet?
you know, I didn't build it, it's just the way, it's just the way it is.
It would
There's
help.
more different roof lines on that side of the
I
house.
mean, it looks like they're
It
trying
was
to
an
imitate
addition
this.
that was put on.
I guess my question
Well, yeah,
is,
but it
will there
makes
be
it stand
fewer
out.
roof lines when you
It
get through
makes
with
it
your additions than it looks like here
Terribly
now?
obvious.
I think it could
A
be the
little
same.
structure
Could be the
with
same,
trim
okay.
boards sitting there. not good.
What's the
No.
better,
I
I mean,
never
you're saying,
counted
like,
them.
what if he built up from this point
And this
up,
right
that would
here,
be
this is
worse,
part
or
of your
built
bedroom
from
now?
this
Well,
point
That's
out
part of this,
to
that's
make
not
it
part of
one
my bedroom, that's
continuous
part of
plane?
the
Or is that
guest
what
room.
you're-
There's another bedroom, this is my bedroom
This
here,
There's a
this is
dormer
the
coming
middle
down.
bedroom, and this is the front bedroom.
Is that a connector?
Well,
from
there's a
the main-
dormer on the back.
There's no other place to extend that bedroom other than over that flat roof. That's it. And we're not going out toward the back because we have an existing deck out there now that was built in 2018, that was approved through the commission.
I remember.
Well, one suggestion would be to, instead of a gable roof here, to have the roof go in a different direction.
Like a shed roof?
Well, a normal roof, instead of the gable, turn the gable around to the other side.
Kind of like this, the way this roof,
Yeah,
that gable comes into the main roof.
because this is pretty much of an obvious structure that's not very, it's very incongruous to the architecture. It just stands right out there, it doesn't blend in at all. Just a little house stuck on the back.
I look at it as an extension to the bedroom. If
Yeah,
there
but
was
that's-
there's
that's-
another way to do it,
Well,
you know,
I
I
think
take
we have
suggestions.
to look at it, we don't really care what's inside,
Yeah,
it's how it looks from the outside, so, I mean, I think the concern is that it looks like, I mean, what you're describing is just an extension to the bedroom. But that's not an architecturally sufficient reason to put it there.
so what would you suggest?
This is,
Well,
okay,
it's
here,
just-
here it is.
In other
It's
words, it
quite a
looks-
large
it looks
structure.
Tacked on, it's just
Yeah.
tacked on, not really integrated with the main structure.
And this space in here, it would be better if it just continued the same line across
Like
here.
continue this line
Right,
across here
exactly.
Same thing.
and fill that in with more,
And
with building.
absolutely, you know, what's this about, you know?
Well, there's a window there to the
I
bedroom,
see
we
that.
would eliminate that window.
You can
That
eliminate the
wouldn't-
window.
That wouldn't be an issue. I mean, to extend that line and keep that whole side of the house in conforming with that other line.
In the same
Well,
place.
I would say that would be the way to do it. You're gonna add more space to your bathroom.
To reconfigure the interior.
And continue the line here and have the roof go in this direction.
That would look better.
So have the roof go,
Well,
so you can draw that.
you have you have the gable end here. And so if your roof went in this direction and tied into whatever up there,
You mean a shed dormer?
that's right,
You mean like a shed dormer?
sure. Like an addition, like a lean-to onto it.
But there's also a gable going in the other direction on the master bedroom.
Where's that picture?
Well, but this would just tie in and it would look like this. The master bedroom, I'm assuming, looks like that. And
Isn't the gable drawn there? on the-
this is the master.
Right
well,
here?
Yeah, so the gable goes
Well, it would look like this.
left to right.
And then this addition would also go out at the same angle, but it would come down like this. And all we would see is this, well, I mean, it would go out like this and come down like this. Whatever headroom you need up there, and come down in this direction.
And you'd lose this blank space, it would all be integrated.
Well, it's wasted space.
Yeah.
You gain space.
You gain this whole area.
Architects don't like to waste space. They're always fighting for space.
And what you would see is you basically cut this off so it looks contiguous.
Yeah, and it would be the same actually square foot, the footprint of
I
it.
mean, the one thing you gotta watch a little bit is you have a gambrel on that building, how that hits the whole
This
thing
here?
is gonna be kind of interesting.
Well, I think all we want to eliminate
And
is
I
the
think that's why
fact,
they left
Where's
that
that
space there.
elevation?
Say that again?
Where's that
If you look at
elevation?
this-
That one, the gambrel shaped roof
If
on
you,
the other
if you have this
side.
gambrel
There it is, yeah.
right here,
Right.
I looked at this house when I first was gonna move down to this area, and it was just very difficult to try to figure out. But you have this gambrel here, and I think why your architect left a space there is so that you can maintain that gambrel
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
And you don't want something else interfering with it. So if you were to bring that over all the way over, it'll just
You
be this
cut it.
roof coming into a wall, into
If that was jogged back 2 feet,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they might take a look at this coming back further or something like that, or,
Like starting
Or-
here.
or whatever, but you gotta have enough room to do the bathroom.
I can get my architect on the phone.
I think they
You
should
got-
try to look at that.
well, I think that we have to continue this hearing.
Is he in Cambridge?
Yeah,
Most of the time, when someone comes in with a plan like this, a complete plan, we do continue, because we have so much to discuss here, and there are so many different variations that the architect could come up with. And so we get presented something like this, but we don't get presented alternatives. So what we need now is a series of alternatives of what your architect can do to meet our requirements.
And Richard, this would be a difficult conversation to have on the phone with him.
yeah,
No, I wouldn't want to do that, no. You could have him come in at the next meeting.
okay.
Yeah, and if the architect is here, he might be able to explain to us, you know, the logic behind this, or other things that he's explored. Whereas, you know, it's hard for us to judge.
I think that just that drawing that you have there doesn't explain it enough to us.
Bill, here's a drawing that was part of the online packet, which I'm not sure that you've showed us. Have you showed us this drawing? That's the existing?
That's the existing. Let me just go through the rest of these drawings,
It's the
okay?
existing, so the garage is gonna be.
Yeah, sure.
And then that structure is up here somehow, and, I mean, it is complicated to tie it into that.
Yeah, look at all these different roof lines
Yeah,
coming together.
all
I
those
mean,
different roof lines.
if you maybe did another roof line like that, just a mini of it, so you create like another smaller structure next to it, so you keep that integrity. That could be another way of getting the headroom you need.
It's a very
Without that
difficult
bump out.
design because
It is.
you're putting a large structure on the back of a small house.
So this is, okay, this is what we're looking at from the south.
That's
And
the
that's where the
gap you're
gap
talking
is.
about right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see why you did the
Even
challenge.
if you had a hip roof here, anything that would eliminate that gable would help.
What game?
There's already a little shed
That-
right
that
here,
big.
though. I mean, he's already got a little shed roof
If that,
here.
Yeah.
So,
we just,
I don't know if you could
I would
connect it
say
at
that
that point and come out.
that look
Sort
of that
steps
gable
back
to
and
be
you kept the
eliminated
integrity of
somehow.
that. Start it
Where's your
there
pointer?
and bring it
Could
out.
you point to what he's talking, I'm not sure what he's talking.
I would guess. Would this be
This is
the
challenging.
cornice right here?
Right here, yeah.
Right. And this be the roof? Simple.
This be the roof here?
This is now roofing shingles.
Oh, so it comes out like
Oh,
that?
so, I see, so it comes down, I get it.
We can draw that on there.
Why don't you draw it?
Okay, so what we're doing is bringing this roof line right here. We're bringing
Straight across?
the fascia board straight across.
And
And then this is going to be
roof line, that's,
roofing shingles.
yeah, will that lower the ceiling?
No,
But how would you tie it into the other roof?
it's simple, it's just a hip roof. We're just talking about a hip roof. What it does is it eliminates the bulk of it. But it would, I think that's the only thing you can do. But we could see alternatives.
I mean, there's already a little shed here, right, a little shed roof here. What if you brought the whole new structure out from that shed roof across? So you keep the
That's sort of-
integrity of that.
Where's the,
It's right there, there's the shed roof.
on the floor plan? Take, here, see, this is coming out here. This roof line will go like that.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about, simple.
so you lose this corner, you're saying?
Yeah, you don't lose anything.
But
You
this
just change
corner,
it.
well, that goes away, doesn't it?
That's gone,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, you don't lose any headroom or
No,
anything
no,
like
you
that.
still have enough headroom. That softens up that bump.
It does, but it's not entirely perfect though,
It's still awkward.
because it projects out beyond the face of the side of the house.
It's complicated.
I fail to see why you don't lose headroom, unless that happens to be the bathtub.
No, this is just the attic right here. No, the better solution, of course, is to change the shape.
That's the first floor, I think you want the second floor, that one, second
To
floor.
change the shape here, so it goes back further,
Over the garage,
yeah. If it's set back here and goes back further, then it would look much better.
you'd gain
It
some
would be
square
tied to
footage.
the building.
Well, what would you do with this space?
Just,
You just,
That
this is
becomes,
gonna go here now.
so you'll eliminate it, it would be just part of the, it would make the room bigger, basically.
you'd gain some interior space
Yeah.
there.
And then,
Continue back there. But it would be, the ideal would be to move back here 2 feet and then run it back here. It's awfully big though. Again, we ending up with these big blocks of space on the back of these buildings.
space now.
And then it's sitting on top of this box.
Maybe a site visit.
Yes.
It's very, it's complicated. And there's a very
Complicated.
elegant solution here, but.
It's a beautiful
hard to-
house. That's the
hard to,
thing.
you know,
It's really a nice house. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
nice. It's nice that they built these colonial revival houses rather
So
than
many little
something
tacked on pieces.
1950s
It's
or
hard to-
40s,
Integrated
in the
now.
20s it was built.
in the 20s, rather than something,
Take the whole thing down and start again.
you know,
with this whole thing.
Victorian or something that
I mean, it's
doesn't
a
quite
beautiful
fit.
layout and beautiful pictures and drawings and all, but it is hard to follow.
Yeah, it's
Personally,
complicated.
have your architect just take the comments that you're getting and try to figure out something. But one of the things you might look at is existing elevations. You might be able to go off of, I don't know, because I haven't laid it out or anything, but on the front of your house, you have this gambrel and you have this roof that continues down, and then you have this little box there. Maybe you can relate something to this doing the same thing. In other words, you have your roof that's coming down, and then you can have this piece that raises it up here, shorten that, but raises it up there in a similar way. I don't know.
So similar to the front.
Yeah, similar or something like that, but I don't know if you can do that. You'd have to take a look.
So Richard, I think it would be helpful in this case to have a site visit, or even if you would permit members of the commission to go by
Anytime you like.
and just
Yeah.
take a look at it.
Yeah.
And would you include Jeff in that presentation?
Would you guys object to if they didn't take the extra square footage coming out, like you were saying, so far there, but to make something maybe that takes up more this way?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Your deck's out there. Would
Move
you,
it to the back.
would you be okay with, your deck's sort of freestanding. It's got three-sided view.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, you could come partway and then extend it even out.
It certainly would be better. yeah.
You'd extend over the garage,
So
right?
one of the things you might ask to look at is if
Yeah.
there's a different way to orient this space into something out here. You have this whole area right here. I'm not saying to use it all, but you have this whole area out here that you might be able to play with to make something that works for you internally, but keeps kind of the culture of the building on the outside.
And might clean up all these different roof lines too that you have to deal with. There's so many different
I get
angles.
it.
Like streamline that toward the back.
Okay, so, but with the exception of the second floor, what are your thoughts then on the garage?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the garage would be incorporated into that new building, whatever ends up happening there, because it's
So
already,
when I talked to my architect, Tom Down, you know, is she looking at any other adjustments other than the top?
Well, you know, I think what we're looking for is something that integrates with the existing house. And I think, you know, part of the problem is that there's a bit of a jumble there already.
It is.
Well,
So,
if you look at the other side, you can see what's happening here. Fits better right here.
yeah.
If this could be the same kind, look at this, Jeff.
Yeah, I know, I talked about this when
You know,
who used to be on the, Jane used to be on this too, the committee?
Chain link.
Yeah, and I'm saying that they kind of took this gambrel and turned it into a gambrel salt box.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
Combination.
said, how about on the other side? She goes, oh my God, no. So, just a little history there.
Yeah.
well, on the other side, it wouldn't look like that, it would just look
Yeah.
like this. What I'm saying, it's gonna have the gable end here.
I mean, I'm
and-
not saying it's wrong on the other side, it's just what her reaction is. I mean, I think that what you're saying is that the garage, doing the garage is fine. It's the massing, especially on the upper levels, but the massing of the whole back area that's kind of jumbled right now, and to see that more incorporated. I mean,
Well, I think you can see it from here.
I mean, even,
This again, that's
I mean, to
the
me, even
structure
this-
that's added to
even
it.
this having a flat roof out there compared to the gables here and then the gambrel there, you know, it's every single roof that you can ever imagine.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about the flat roof, so if you did extend it out, it might be a little more elegant.
Yeah, right. It might have, you know, you can incorporate it with the upstairs and turn this into a gambrel with a simple addition out the back.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
Kind of like what Steve did on that house when he did all that, you know,
Right.
fancy stuff and stuff. But, you know, something like that,
Mhm.
where, yeah.
Which
so
one
much
are you
going
talking
on.
about as an example, Steve?
It's the one
It's on the
with
point?
well, they all have stone walls, which is Steve's.
It's
on
it's purple. It's it's lilac, isn't it? That's the one.
So it's whitish.
It's got a lot of gingerbread kind of
It's
stuff.
the gingerbread scalloping around the eaves and everything, and it's on the west side of the road.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just down from you, Richard.
Yeah,
down
just-
from,
just
down
down
from
from-
Richard, yeah.
Yeah, down from him, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So-
yeah, I know that house.
So, but
Yeah.
that had a main house, and then he had an L that he removed.
The kitchen.
Well, could someone take a picture of that?
But it turns it into
Richard, could
just
you take a picture of
two-storage,
that to bring to
simple-
us, to bring to your architect?
Yeah.
What house number is it?
Steve Ferrari.
You know the little, so you know the one right on the corner of Hotel Hill on the east side? And then the next one is that one that's sort of bluish, and it's a little cottage style, one story, right across from that, yeah, Steve's house.
Or the
Yeah.
seashell stories.
Yeah. So right across from that,
So which one are we talking about?
Steve's house,
Steve Ferrer.
yeah. I don't know his last name.
Are you talking about the
Ferrer.
addition?
The one with the scallopy
Yeah.
gingerbread
Yeah.
type thing, yeah.
And what side would you be looking at?
That's on the west side of Main Road.
Yeah, I know the house
Oh.
well because it came before the commission,
Right,
that addition.
right. So that has a main house in the front,
Yes,
and then going off of it is a two-story, simple gable roof going off the back of it.
right.
And he took that and made it look like the front by the scalloping and stuff like that. You know, it's a modest job.
Repeated
It's
some
kinda-
details to get
Yes,
it
it's-
related to the
It's
front.
at least clean.
Are you referring to the,
So what I'm
you're
referring
referring to the north side of Steve Ferrer's house? The big addition that was added on the back?
Yeah,
that's on the
that's what
west
it's-
side.
Southwest
Yeah,
side.
he added the west side, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
added the whole thing. But are you looking at the north elevation? Were you talking about, or is it the south
east
elevation?
You're looking at the street elevation, right?
When you're looking at the street,
Yeah,
you have the main house here, right?
yeah.
Kind of a rectangle, I guess.
Okay, the street is here, main house, yes.
And okay, so main road,
Yeah,
looking at the house here, and out the back,
okay, that's the north elevation then.
yeah, right along the north elevation,
Okay.
it goes from the front house to
Right.
just a simple,
Simple back,
yeah.
L.
two-story, big roof.
The problem with that house is, it was always a problem with any of these houses, is that you have a one-story house and you're putting a two-story addition on the back.
Yeah, his was a two-story.
Well,
This
his
is
story and a half,
two-story.
his house,
This is already
his house
two-story.
was story and a
Originally
half,
was?
yeah. So you're,
No, it isn't.
Two-story, it was two-story.
It's two stories.
well, it wasn't a full,
Yeah, it was a full two-story.
okay, but the addition then on the back, there was,
That might be
If
considered
you-
a
if you
story and a
look
half.
at it-
That might be a story and a half.
that is, because when you
Yeah.
look at then the actual roof line or the
Right.
cornice is above the cornice of the actual main house. So it was really hard and not successful entirely,
Right.
but it's the way it had to be. And
Because
the
it's
same,
two-story.
same situation here.
I thought there was a full two-story at the back that we did. Whatever.
It
Well,
is a full,
in any
two-
case-
the back is a full two-story, and that was the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, my seltzer's
I think I
freezing
remember
in
you
the
saying that before.
Let's move on.
So I'd just like to ask, are there any other comments from the public?
Well, how are we leaving it now? You're gonna call your architect, right?
I'm gonna talk to Tom Downer. and
Discuss
I'm gonna-
more
Yeah,
things.
and I'm gonna speak to him with regards to what you just brought up tonight, and see if you can come up with something different. And I'm gonna show,
Yeah,
Bill, would you have a problem if he called you?
no, that would be fine.
Yeah,
But I just want to say, and this is important for the commission, that we ask for many different alternatives, maybe 4, even if they could be small sketches or something, because we are getting things here, which is fine to get this, but then when they come back to the next hearing, or even at preliminary hearings, we have to ask for a number of different variations, because we ended up designing it here.
Yeah, which we shouldn't be doing.
Right.
But it's very helpful to have the architect here, because, you know, the architect can maybe explain to us, you know, why he's doing it this way, and why it wouldn't work one of these other ways. Maybe he's already explained those.
And if he's tried other ways,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. So Richard, you would have to formally request continuation of this matter to the next meeting.
can you do it verbally?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
form for you to sign.
We've got a form which we'll want you to sign before you move, but if you request that from us, then we can vote on whether to grant the continuation, and then it will all be put off to the next meeting.
Okay, then yeah, whatever the form is.
So you're
I'll sign.
requesting the
I do,
continuation?
I'm requesting the continuation.
Okay,
To the February,
to the February meeting.
February 3rd.
Yeah, now, I don't know if he is gonna be able to put something together by then. I don't know what his schedule is, so it could be to the March meeting as well.
Okay, so, if that happens, then.
I'll let you know, I'll let.
You'll have to
Deborah
do
know.
another, send us another continuation request.
Okay,
We will vote on it. I mean, it's formalities that we just have to.
no issue,
follow, so.
yeah.
All right, let me fill this out for you, you can sign it.
What if I sign it first?
This will be for, yeah, you can do that too, just sign the
Okay,
bottom.
why don't we go ahead and vote? I mean, we have a request for a continuation. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion, we continue this till the February meeting.
I second. Oh, Bill seconds it.
Let's do a roll call vote.
Ward,
Thank you.
Thank
Ward
you.
Mooney, aye.
Beverly Shook, aye.
William Kendall, aye.
Do you want all these back?
Deborah Chiaffi, aye.
No, I, the only ones,
Caroline
that's
Moser, aye.
the committees.
Vote is unanimous. This matter is continued until the February 3rd meeting at 6 PM.
Richard, the presentation was very good.
Oh, thank you.
You know, all of that, with all the drawings and everything, very good. So I don't want to say that, I mean, it's just the fact that we're not seeing different ways it could be done.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, great.
And I think one thing that would be helpful is to have elevations, in particular, existing, proposed, side by side. So south elevation, existing,
I
proposed.
thought I did have those trees. I had everything that you requested on the
Yeah.
checklist.
Yeah, I think you might almost have too much.
Yeah.
I mean, because what we want to see we want to see those drawings side by side, so we can look at them and say, okay, here's exactly what's going on this side.
Okay.
Yeah, the interior floor plans are not as important to us as the exterior views of existing and proposed. So, you know, we can, get them in the right order, and then just put them side by side.
Okay, thank you,
Great.
everybody.
Thank you.
Do you want to take these, or we have
I
these?
think those are yours.
These are our
I have
copies.
everything
These
that
are
I
our
have.
copies.
Okay,
Consider that the.
we're on to,
Applications for no,
certificate of non-applicability, of which there are none, and then on to preliminary reviews. We have 2002 Main Road, Eric Hiltz, rebuilding 2 chimneys.
So, I have no intention of changing the appearance of my house. My house is from 1810, and I love the way it looks. But the chimneys, which may be original in the front part of the house, there's 2 on either side, leak water. And I don't mean through the flue. The bricks themselves absorb water, and the water sort of leaches into the attic. So, what we've been told is that the only solution to this problem is to demolish the chimneys below the roof line and replace them with bricks, with new bricks, and also with what's called it's called a flashing panel, actually, that goes inside the chimney. So we've hired David Bergquist, who's a very experienced mason who's worked on a lot of prominent historic buildings in this area, to do the work. He will use period-correct, newly manufactured bricks, so that the bricks that are currently in the chimney are less than 2 inches tall, and he knows some artisanal brick makers today that can produce bricks exactly the same size, and he will replace the chimneys with those. I've got a collection of old pictures of Westport Point, and so we have some images of my house from the early 20th century, and we will use those to guide the construction of the new chimneys. So the house should look, the chimneys should look just like the house's chimneys looked in 1905, as of the earliest pictures that we can find. There'll be a lot of work done inside the chimneys, inside the house, but I know that's not really part of your concern. But that sort of adds a lot of complications, because we want to have usable fireplaces, and there's a lot of difficult issues associated with that as well. But in any case, from the standpoint of this commission, we should have like period-correct chimneys installed on top of the house.
Do you have a picture of the house?
Yes. So I enclosed a preliminary application, and it has a picture from the side. But actually, here's just the Google Maps street view of my house. So I'm right down the street from Garrett, actually, down the hill from Garrett. So it's a federal-style house with chimneys on either side. So these are the chimneys that'll get replaced. The
I
chimneys
don't
are.
have a printout of that. I mean, I only
So
have
it's at
these.
the top. It's at the top of it, right there.
This
Yeah,
here.
so that's right.
These are tiny.
So the,
Can I see that?
yeah, sure. So that at some point in
These are
the
old.
second half of the 20th century, concrete was applied to the chimneys, presumably to solve this problem. And the previous owners also applied some kind of sealing and reflashed the chimneys twice, and were unable to solve the problem. So essentially all the alternatives have been rolled out, and the chimneys just need to be demolished and replaced.
Now, your contractor is a specialist then in historic restoration?
Yes.
What's his name?
David Bergquist.
Bergquist, Bergquist,
Right.
Bergquist Masonry.
And I know that Kit Wise has used him a lot. Kit said he uses it for everything.
Mhm.
He's from New Hampshire, is that right?
Right. So he came down and carefully looked at the house, and has all his plans in place. He hopes to start work at the end of February now.
And so every aspect of it is going to be matched, the mortar joints, the color of the mortar?
He's very particular about that.
Mhm. Do we have can you give us an example of his work? I mean,
Do you wanna see an
at the
image?
next,
So
a good photograph of the
Okay,
chimney
so
that he's done?
so this house is a little different from mine. It's a later. So this is a federal-style house in Groton, Massachusetts, where he did exactly the same thing. And so that house is different from mine in that the chimneys are much more prominent. They're taller. But that's what the period-correct bricks look like, and the masonry and so on.
It's excellent.
Sound,
It
it's
looks
very
just, it's
respectful.
very good.
Will there be a caps on these trees?
No. Apparently one isn't needed, but I don't understand why.
Like some sort of damper or something to keep,
Yeah, but no cap on top, it'll look just like that.
So, and you'll
But
keep them,
not so tall.
they'll be the same length as
The
they are,
same
the same
height,
height, I mean.
yeah.
Well, that's very respectful of you to take the effort
The
to
mortar joints are
find
just
him and.
Right.
perfect size, the light mortar.
And this won't be clad in that cement
No.
stuff. This is gonna be
Yeah.
new,
So,
beautiful
and-
chimneys.
And what makes it, so this, within these chimneys this is the flashing pan. So they build on site out of lead or some other metallic material, something that completely seals off the lower part of the chimney from the upper part, and then builds a chimney on top of this, so the liners go up through the chimney like this. So that's what they'll be doing on site.
Complicated.
Yes.
Can I have copies of that? I don't have any of
So
them.
that wasn't part of the application, I didn't know
Yeah,
what
but just to
be.
have,
Yeah, sure.
reference points in your
Absolutely,
application.
absolutely.
Yeah. Quite the,
cool.
yeah, really, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Really
So,
well
and just for your reference, this is what the third floor of my house looks like. So the water just seeps in and penetrates into the plaster. That's what-
Got it.
All right.
Okay, so, we don't need to take a vote because this is a preliminary review, but if there are any concerns that people have, this would be the time to share them.
I would think an example of what the brick is gonna look like.
Would it be possible?
I don't know. He's working on Nantucket now, on some historic home, and, the way he has assured me that he can, get period correct bricks, and I believe him, but he didn't bring any to me, and I don't have access to them as far as I know.
The photograph that you showed us just
Those-
shows
yeah, so-
that is what it should look like.
Those are the bricks that he will work with.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Where's that picture again? Here.
It's, yeah,
And what you look for is the size of the mortar joints. Also, there's some irregularity in the brick, in the light mortar rather than a dark mortar.
And of course, those chimneys are painted right now, so there's nothing.
Yeah, you
to
can't,
match in those
yeah, you
chimneys.
can't match it.
But you have
It's-
another chimney at the back of the house.
Yeah. So the chimney in the back of the house may not be so old. We found permits from the 1980s from the building department here in Westport to have that chimney demolished. So it could be that that's a new chimney in the back of the house. But in any case, it doesn't leak water, so we're leaving it as it is for now.
Okay, I mean, if you can get a sample by February, that would be great. but-
I will ask David if he can, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think that the pictures help, and he has a,
Yeah, take,
Look at that again.
I mean, Kid certainly vouched for his work, and that makes a difference, so.
Beautiful house. Nice detailing.
Yeah.
that's in Groton, I think.
That's in Groton,
Oh.
Massachusetts.
That's not his house.
Mine isn't
Just
quite
looking
that.
at
Beautiful
that.
house, though.
It is a beautiful
You're
house.
saying that's
That
really
is a
something.
correct statement. That is a beautiful house.
Okay, if there's nothing else, then I think we'll look forward to seeing you in February.
So you need to apply for the certificate, though. You have this
I've submitted an
application here.
application, yes.
Yeah.
Is
But
that-
is
do I
it
need to-
checked off for, it's certificate of appropriateness is checked, okay, and he just paid the fee. So this will be for the February, we have to put a notice out.
Right, so we have an official application for the February meeting.
Is there anything else besides a specimen of the bricks, is there anything else I can bring or should be prepared?
Well, a photograph of the actual house now, which the only ones I have in your application are these very tiny thumbnail, current appearance, it's like,
Yeah, okay.
2 inches. So if you could provide, what,
Pretty picture.
a
Pretty-
photo
Sure.
of your house,
Sure.
and you could just mail it in, we'll get it in the box.
And I would also encourage commission members to go by and look at it. It's-
Yeah, have a look.
Yeah, I've gone by, yeah.
Okay,
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So February
February
You've been
3rd.
third is the meeting, so Eric, it's February 3rd.
Okay, general business. First item is Westport Grange application to CPC for funding to archive historical documents. Cindy Wilson is presenting.
Mine is not structural at all.
Sorry to make you wait, Cindy.
That's okay, no worries. I am the director of the food pantry, and we're housed in the basement of the Grange, and I came on, and I'm now the secretary of the Grange, and I've worked with some historic preservation where I grew up spending the summer in Pennsylvania. And they have a very small collection of about 15 photos and a small cabinet that's currently off the kitchen that mice were getting into, that they have all their historic archives of their handwritten minutes and financials, and then some other printed materials. We approached the CPC to get funding, and they've preliminary approved moving it on to the next stage of just purchasing archival materials so that we can prevent them from deteriorating further. So we'd be replacing, having the images that are in frames scanned so that we can store the originals and display reproductions, and then we'd be having the archival boxes. Betty Slade spoke with some people that are coming from a Mormon group that are going to be scanning in the some of the material in town hall, and she's had them come over and look at them, and I think they're going to be doing the scanning of the materials, so it'd be primarily just archiving the materials. The Grange was founded in 1890 with about 36 people, and I think at its peak, I don't know exactly how many it had at the most, but in the 1949s, it was this central place where gathering was happening, and we had over 330 members. About half women and half men, or a little bit more women than men. So it was a place where a lot of the dances and socials and lecturing happened. That was a gathering point that really a lot of people in Westport participated in the minutes and the financials of who supported them and how much stuff cost, and the people that were involved, I think, would be important to be able to have access to. And so Betty wanted me to come before you all and present it. I spoke with Jenny O'Neill at the Historical Society, and she thought it made a lot of sense to do it. So.
Right, and so our role is similar to the role we played last month for Howland Hall.
Howland Hall. Yeah.
So basically, in order to apply for CPA funding, the resource has to be determined to be significant. In history, archaeology, architecture, or culture, and that determination has to be made by the Historical Commission. What we need to do tonight is to decide whether these resources, the documents and archives and photos and so on, of the Westport Grange are significant in history, architecture, and culture of the town. Comments?
Well, my comment is that I don't know exactly what the CPC funds are for. I thought it was for the exterior of historic buildings.
No,
it can be other things too.
It's much more general.
It can be in the preservation
Cultural.
and the archiving of.
Yeah, Betty gave me a nice little spreadsheet here from the Community Preservation Coalition. It's a flow chart. So first question is the project appropriating CPA funds for building, structure, vessel, real property, document, or artifact?
There's documents and artifacts right there.
Cindy explained it very well.
And so these certainly fall in those categories.
So that's a yes.
That's a yes, and so we follow the flow chart.
Yep.
And we get to the Westport Historical Commission needing to determine that these are significant resources.
Before the CPC can consider it, we have to give a blessing to the proposal, and then it goes before the CPC, which is this Thursday night, so very timely.
When we have reviewed projects for buildings, we were sort of advisors. I mean, if we disapprove of something, they still can go ahead with it.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
But it would carry more weight if we.
Well, we've always agreed, but if we didn't, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I say yes, but now I'm wondering, just looking at this flow chart, because I mean, according to the flow chart, if the local historical commission does not determine that these are significant resources, then the project is not eligible for CPA funding. That's what the flow chart says.
I think it does have a lot of, I think there is unique history in the records in that there was a significant gathering location for the community with a large number of important people involved with the leadership that brought together people from different organizations in a community focused thing that you wouldn't find the records of that anywhere else, that I think would be insightful and helpful to make sure it is not eaten up by mice and never be able to be retrieved or, warped and water damaged and everything.
I think it's a wonderful project. It's just I didn't know exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, part of it we're trying to.
And it's not a
understand
significant, I think
what's our role.
we had put in a scanner that was gonna be $500. I think it's like an $8,000, less than $8,500 ask for them, and Betty had encouraged us to pursue it.
So she's CPC, so.
So I took the liberty of drafting a letter that we could send to the CPC, and I'll just read that. To whom it may concern, the Westport Historical Commission affirms that the Westport Grange is significant in the history, architecture, and culture of the town of Westport. In particular, the records, documents, and archives kept by the Grange are an important aspect of its historical, architectural, and cultural significance. The Grange Hall is listed in the Massachusetts Cultural Resource Information System and is one of 25 structures listed on MACRIS in the historic Central Village. According to the MACRIS listing, the building is a typical Grange Hall designed in the 1920s, one-story wood frame, hip roof construction with front and side porches. This is just presented from MACRIS. And then in terms of culture, over the years, Grangers have held important town, elected and appointed positions, selected an assessor, treasurer, town clerk, tax collector, superintendent of schools, highway surveyor, etc., as well as being prominent farmers, merchants, and businessmen. In addition to being used for meetings, entertainments, and suppers by the Grange, the building and grounds have been used extensively by civic organizations, town authorities, and the school system for meetings, graduations, recitals, dances, stage productions, concerts, clam bakes, and fairs. It is important to preserve the records, documents, and archives kept by the Grange. The Westport Historical Commission has discussed and approved this letter by vote on January 6, 2025. Yours sincerely, Gary Scott, Chair.
So you already thought that
Brilliant.
you were going to approve.
I move we accept this letter and put it into the record and approve this project for the Grange. To go to
Second.
CPC.
Second.
Aye.
No, one thing at a time.
Roll call vote. Or,
Say your whole name.
You could say aye now.
Pardon me?
I just want you to vote again.
You have to say your name, I think.
Ward Mooney says yes.
Okay.
Beverly Shook says yes.
William Kendall, aye.
Deborah Chialfi, aye.
Jared Stock, aye.
Caroline Bolter, aye.
Okay.
Wonderful, thank you very much.
So I'll send this on to Betty.
Wonderful, thank
This
you
is
very much.
extraordinary.
Thank you for your work.
Absolutely
Thank you very
you're
much.
welcome.
Great project.
This letter.
Have an easy day.
You too.
Monitors reports.
Okay, so I have two things to put into the record. One is the complete list of everything we did in 23 and 24. It's a grid of all the projects, and this will be now our permanent record for the projects that got certificates and were approved or not, or denied or whatever, and kind of this is the point in time that it sort of ends the year. So this is going to go into the record. There are no additional reports I want to add to this right now, but I want to just let you know this is the final report for the year, since it's January. Thought we should
Excellent.
close the year. Okay, now
Can
coming.
you put a bigger title?
I will.
on
I'll
it
put a
so
title
that-
across it so it looks more
so you can
official.
find it?
Right. Then what I did with this report was cull out of it the items that are still open. They're in progress. This is like a carry forward schedule. These projects still need to be approved or, monitored. So this is our starting point for 25.
Great.
And I sent you this as a Google Doc so we can share
great.
this
Yeah.
document,
Yeah.
log everything in as it comes in. So this will be our going forward document that gets updated every month.
Good.
Okay, so those will both go into the record.
Okay, thank you.
Will the rest of us get copies?
Yeah, if you want me to send you a copy, be happy to. I have one for Beverly, because she's my monitor excellence.
Right. Send me one also.
Sure, I'll send a copy to everybody.
Yeah.
Any other monitors reports?
I have none.
Well, we have the project, I
Jonkus?
don't know the number of the, yeah, right,
Jonkus,
right.
okay, yeah, I was curious. It's now back down, the back
It's-
building
mess.
is down.
Well,
It's a
looks
mess.
pretty bad.
It looks
It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a travesty.
It looks really tough. Have you guys monitored it recently?
Yeah, I've gone down there and I walked around and looked at what's going on, and I guess
Bill, what are we talking about,
both of
2040?
The two
Both
buildings
houses, both.
next to each other, yeah, next to Jeff Wade,
9, I think.
1940, I
So
think,
I've been watching what's going on, but
1938 and 40.
anyway, when it gets the shingles on it and gets the windows put in, we'll see what it looks like.
Well, couple things. I mean, it's being exposed to the elements because there are windows broken, there are ways for the weather to get inside the building now, what's left of the inside. And, you know, as Grog once said, you can tell the quality of the construction people by how they leave the site. The site is a disaster. It looks like something in, I don't know what, but it's awful looking. It's a mess. It's got dangerous things around it, pieces of wood and things like that. It's just, I mean, can we put a limit on how long he can spend when he has to finish this up? Looks like it's going to go on ad nauseum.
We don't have purview over the length of time, do we?
We don't, yeah, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
The building permit is good for 2 years.
Well, let's see when we approved it. I mean, he has been in there since,
But in any event, I think it's not, yeah, I mean, we can,
I think one of the things that's holding it up is the windows, because the windows of the small house now, and also, of course, the windows on the main house, but they've been removed and they're being restored by a person here in Westport. And so I think we should feel good that the actual 18th century windows are being carefully restored. They mean the frames and the entire window unit, and it's going to be put back in, but you have to put the windows in before you do any shingling on the outside, or you can put the trim on, but not the shingling. So that could be holding it up, I don't know.
well, they just cleared 1 year on the project since we went through the application process, so it's been a year.
Did you say that the workmen have disappeared, or?
No, they're there intermittently. They're off now for 2 weeks, Jeff told me, because holidays, but I go past there every day, and sometimes they're there at 7, sometimes they're not there all day. It's how they leave it when they leave,
Yeah.
The wood's just flying all over the outside, there are dumpsters wherever, it just looks like there's no respect for.
And one wonders what's happened to the inside of the house.
Well, it's just gutted. It's gutted.
Well,
Is there a health and safety issue with the way they're leaving the site? Could we have them put up some fencing around it, those construction fences?
I don't think we should get in, I just don't think we
That's
should get
building
into
department.
anything
Yeah.
like that. It's not
Just
part
this-
of what we do.
right.
No, it's not for us to do it, but
No,
it's just a sort of a comment on the.
it's just not a nice thing to look at in Westport Point
It's
for
inconsiderate
a
of the
long, long
neighbors.
time.
It's
It's
just,
taken a long time.
Yeah, it's too bad.
But I think you might be right, though, with the, I think the person who's redoing those windows is doing it on the side. So I don't know why, but anyway.
Takes a long time.
I think we know that they're going to be done well.
Yes.
That's one
it's gonna be
thing.
done well.
And also, the windows on the main house are also going to be new windows, but they're going to be exact replicas of the old. And I know they're even looking into the antique glass.
Yeah, it would
So-
be fantastic. Yeah.
They're going above and
it's
beyond
incongruous with.
what we've approved,
Yeah.
I mean, we said that the windows were to be replicas, but they're making a very special effort to make them a very good replica.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I think we're gonna see something when it's done that's very nice, except for the raising up of the house in the back. I'm not happy with that.
And
You
that
know,
whole big
well, it got raised up a foot, that's what we agreed to. And when the grade gets brought up to it, it'll be fair, but it's ending up being 6 inches higher than, the wall height's gonna be 6 inches higher than it was, which means the windows are gonna be up 6 inches higher.
It's
On a small house like that,
Contractor, I talked to the contractor, he calls it a house, it's a whole house.
well, it is now a house, yes.
Well, that wasn't what it was.
It was a house of sorts when
barn.
we started, but it was an 18th century house. But now there's not much left of the 18th century
Not
inside.
a shingle.
I mean, that's the way it is. We don't have any review of the interior. So,
Well, I'd like to be pleasantly surprised, but when somebody shows such disrespect for the nature of the historic home on the inside, the proof is in the pudding if really the outside is going to matter to them, like the house in the back.
apparently it is, but something that I brought up at one of the meetings was the fact that it's upsetting to me that there's no one that has any understanding of historic architecture. They're buying these houses thinking they're just some kind of house.
He told us he had
modern house.
restored 5 historic homes.
Yeah,
Well,
so.
it's not restored.
I mean, our charge is to make sure that things that are done in the historic district are appropriate. It's not our charge to do historic preservation per se.
Right.
And I think, from what we know of what these owners are planning, if they're actually planning antique glass, that would be extremely appropriate. And
Yeah.
very few owners actually.
You did that, didn't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't done it yet, but I have the antique glass. That
Okay.
and I-
Yeah, you're still open
Yeah,
on my
right,
list.
still open. Anyway, I think what they've described to us as their plans will be appropriate. I hope that it will turn out looking very nice. It's not going to be the same house that it was. It's not going to be the same pieces of wood inside and so on. But I think it will be appropriate and it will be similar to what was there before.
Let it play out and keep monitoring, so that's what we'll do.
Okay, any other matters?
Yeah, I want to see if the commission would like to have someone actually demonstrate an antique window, to actually bring an antique window here to the commission so we can see how they're made.
That'd be great.
Because I keep talking about them, and one of the reasons you can't put the Anderson renewal window in and all that. So I've asked Nathaniel Allen to come to a meeting, and I thought I would bring it up here. He could do it in February,
Nice.
but these meetings get long.
Yes.
And so if we had a big agenda, I think I would ask him to do it at the next month.
Or could we move him around on the
We
agenda?
could. I don't think there's anything in the rules that says that we have to do the certificates first.
We could put him first then, he could get in and out.
Okay,
And it would be nice, and it would be nice to
generally
have
first.
whoever's here for
Okay.
their applications hear that.
Let's do that,
Well, I
okay.
think we should.
Have him
publicize
first,
it.
okay.
If we're gonna, anytime we talk about, techniques or policies, things like that, I think it's great to publicize it because
Oh.
it helps us get the word out.
Okay, so I'll ask him to come to our next meeting. And Nathaniel is from Westport. He is a specialist in early American architecture and structure. He works in this area. He restores windows, great asset to the point, and everything else. And he's gone to, took a course, not just a course, a whole program in, and I'll have him describe that when he gets here. But that's his qualifications.
Nice.
would be great.
Was he at the artisan fair demonstrating?
I think he was, yeah.
I think he was. I think I met him at the artisan
Mhm.
fair at the Handy House.
He did with the monument or whatever, at the head of Westport for the Historical Society.
Yeah, yeah.
He does a lot of work.
Well, he also restored the Powder House
Oh,
and did a really very good job.
yeah.
This will be great.
Inside and out, every structure, to make sure that it's gonna last another, whatever.
100 years.
He's a good get.
That's great to have him, Bill. Great.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So I will not be here at the next meeting.
No, you won't see.
You'll miss Nathaniel.
Let's do that at the next meeting.
wanna do
It's
March
open.
instead?
No, I don't want you to
We'll
miss
wait till
that.
you get back.
I will do it in March.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, sure, he said he could do it anytime.
Great.
All right, good.
And I don't know if you remember, Bill, but you agreed to chair that meeting?
Well, I'm wondering, because I was gonna resign as vice chair,
Oh,
and I
no.
was thinking, Deborah, if you could run that meeting,
I'm the clerk.
I know, but still.
Come on, Bill.
I think you could run it.
Oh, I'll do it, yeah, I just want to phase out in some way.
Well, you guys could discuss it
I'll help you, of course, I'll support the,
yourselves.
Well, I know you always do, but,
Administration.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I think you
fine.
should run it.
Okay,
Let's hope there's nothing too
yeah.
important.
Well, we'll have the
And,
solar
But anyway,
people,
we'll do it in March.
March, the window people.
Yeah, but for the February,
Question, sorry.
Well, we'll have
I won't
Richard
be-
back,
I won't
Di
be here.
Natale, if he gets his
Yeah,
drawings.
yeah, that'll be good.
and I will try to, do the agenda and all that stuff for remotely.
Right, of course, yeah.
So,
And keep me informed.
yes,
Are you going anyplace beautiful?
Thailand.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
Thailand.
that's great,
it's extraordinary.
very. Okay, so do we have, wrapping up here?
Yeah, I think, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I second. We second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?